Breaking Bad, right?
Yes.
Can you tell me a little bit about the inspiration or creation of Breaking Bad, the title?
The title, I'm glad you asked. The title is an old Southern expression from the town where I'm from. I'm from a little town in Virginia called Farmville. And back in Farmville, when someone says, "Oh man, I really broke bad last night. I drank too much down at the bar, and then I wound up in a cop car, and I wound up in the jail. I really broke bad." Breaking bad, in other words, means to raise hell, to break bad. And when I named the show Breaking Bad, I thought everyone in America at least knew that expression. Little did I know that it was very much a regionalism. So when the folks who ran Sony said to me they really wanted to buy the script, they said, we love the story, we just hate the title. What the hell does that mean? But luckily we managed to stick with it, and hopefully it'll get into wider usage.
Wow, it was great. Well, now to me, now that I know the definition of break, I thought I had a complete different definition. Of
Oh,
Breaking Bad.
okay.
I thought it was just that you broke uneven, like you happened to lose on a bad call or something.
Well, it could mean that too, I suppose. I mean, the good thing about a title that's not immediately comprehensible, perhaps, is that you get to impose your own meaning onto it.
Yes.
Yeah.
The characters in it usually take that term into direct behavior with them. Like they all sell. So, there's a point where they decide good or bad. Usually, everyone does go to bad. Can you tell me more about?
Well, you know what? I don't think people are bad by nature. I think people are good by nature. But I think people, all of us, even the best of us, have the ability to break bad, to do things that are questionable, that are less than wholesome. And I think most of the time we would be tempted to do them for the best of reasons. In other words, in Breaking Bad, Walter White starts on this dark path that he's on, cooking crystal meth, for the best of reasons. He wants to leave money for his family, who he thinks he's not going to be around much longer. And he wants them to not, have to go to the poorhouse. He wants them to survive and thrive and prosper. But, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. And good intentions can lead to bad results. And so I think, I'd like to think most of us are good, but a lot of folks on our show seem to be suffering by Walt's decision making. Walt is suffering from cancer on our show, and yet he also seems to be a sort of a cancer in and of himself, working on the other characters in the show, which is unfortunate and something he never intended, but which is something that nonetheless seems to be happening and progressing.
Trickled down to
Yeah.
a little splice on our new season, on your premiere for the new season.
Well, we got a very dark first episode. It's definitely not for kids. The whole show is not for kids. It never has been, never will be. But the first episode of season 4 especially should not be the one you want to start your 13-year-old watching. It's not for the faint of heart, this first episode.
So for adults, it's more, it's always been more of a adult base.
This
Characters in it.
This is definitely a show for adults, and not for every adult. It's something of it's a hard show to watch, and I mean that in a way that I'm particularly proud of. We don't try to be dark and edgy and violent on this show, but what we do try to do is be honest about the world that Walter White lives in, and this world is a very dark world, and it is a world in which, if we're being honest about it, bad things are going to happen, and they're going to happen with a fair regularity, and we don't shy away from those moments. We don't try to soften their sharp edges. We try to present them as realistically as possible, and to that end, the show has a rep of being pretty dark, and it's well deserved, though not intentional. If that makes sense.
Rep of being really good, though.
Good. Well, thank you. Knock on wood, we'll keep that rep. I'm real proud of season 4. I think we worked our butts off to maintain that quality and even advance upon it, and it remains for the viewers to judge for themselves, but I'm real proud of it. I think we got a lot of good stuff ahead for folks to enjoy.
Yes, very much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Appreciate
Thank you.
it. Thank you.